Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. And I'm back with the finale of What If Deku had a Telekinesis Quirk. For those who are watching this at this moment that it's coming out, I am sorry that it's so late. Kind of woke up super late in the day, and then I also still needed to do other stuff as well. So I kind of got to this kind of late in terms of recording it. Yeah, I mean, I don't got much to say. This series is coming to a wrap. So if you enjoy the video, show some love as always. Show some love to the channel by hitting a like and all that. And also, I'm coming back to Spotify. I know I said that a couple times. I was dealing with some issues with Spotify ads and stuff like that, and it wasn't necessarily worth my time to just keep uploading on that version or on Spotify itself. So if you want to check that out, it should be in the link in the description. I believe it always is. So yeah, if you want to watch it over, or not watch, but listen to my what ifs over there as well, you definitely can. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry I talked so long. And yeah, let's get right into the what if. Let's get it. One patrol would change everything. A patrol that would change everyone in a matter of time. The one patrol that we speak of, well, it's the one with Izuku and Mirio Togata roaming around and eventually stumbling into the one and only Overhaul. Overhaul would be spotted in an alleyway, but that's after the fact of seeing the young girl Eri coming out of nowhere. Eri, a young girl that looks tattered and beaten. This young girl was the only thing Izuku could think about when he sees her. It seems that Mirio wants to de-escalate the situation, but Izuku is far from that. He grabs the little girl and asks if she's okay, and the older man that comes out, maybe sitting around his 40s, maybe 30s, he comes out and begins to say that she's fine. His daughter, well, is a bit of a klutz sometimes, and you know how kids are. Well, this is not an A-okay thing for Izuku to hear. He is pissed. And we all know what happens to his quirk when he is this pissed. He hears this from Overhaul and is livid. He knows exactly what's going on and what's happening with the young girl. He knows exactly what they're doing. He refuses to let it go any longer. Mirio tries to de-escalate and basically allow Overhaul to go away, and this makes Izuku even more mad. He's not gonna let them. He refuses to let them get away, to let, well, this horrible person get away. He's not gonna allow Overhaul to leave, and when he grabs Eri to more or less leave, they're unable to move. Or at least Overhaul is. Overhaul can't move at all and looks at Izuku and then looks back at Mirio. Mirio shakes his head as Izuku grabs Eri from Overhaul and immediately darts off. Mirio is shocked to see this, but in a matter of seconds, Izuku is back. But this Izuku is different. The bone-chilling use of his quirk can be felt all around. Izuku's not the same person he once was. Anger and all of this is overwhelming him. Izuku is livid. Izuku refuses to let Overhaul leave without a scratch, refuses to let Overhaul hurt anyone else. Izuku now locks in on Overhaul as Overhaul immediately looks toward them and begins to start the fight. Overhaul is powerful, someone that is definitely a challenge, but for someone like Izuku, not really. The fact that Izuku can hold him still and refuse to let him go is something else. Izuku refuses to allow Overhaul to even move an inch and tells Mirio to get out of here now. Mirio refuses, saying that the decision was made by his partner to stay and fight, so he'll fight as well. Which is perfect, because over the anger, Izuku's unable to see the threats that are surrounding him currently, and Mirio is able to help him with that. The other people around that support Overhaul begin to converge on him. more villains and more people that are capable. But no, Mirio handles it. What we don't know at this moment is Mirio not only has his own quirk, but is the successor of One for All. Someone extremely powerful, someone that could have taken on Overhaul as well, just as much as Izuku is now. Izuku pins him to the wall, and his anger is crushing the bones of Overhaul. Overhaul begins to try and overwhelm Izuku with anything he could possibly think of. He's struggling through the telekinesis, trying to touch the ground, the side of the wall that he smashed into, trying to create any space, anything. Eventually, a bullet can be heard sounding through the air, sounding through the wind. This bullet would come so close to Mirio, passing through Mirio's arm, well, at least on the outside of his arm, not touching him, actually in between both his arm and his chest, passing through that little crevice straight toward Midoriya, straight toward Izuku. Just as it's about to connect with Izuku, Overhaul smiles, laughing at the kid, in the midst of about to tell him that he's just lost his quirk. He even says it. Dumb kid. You really did think you had the upper hand, but now you... What? Overhaul realizes he's still stuck. He can't move. How is this even happening? What's going on? Well, there's a big answer for this. The bullet never connected. His telekinesis, when he's so angry, puts up this protective bubble, protective shield in a way, and well, Izuku was protected from the bullet. The bullet then moves to the left of Izuku, pointing right at Overhaul as it slams into his leg. Izuku tells him that he needs no gun to help him in a fight. Izuku's anger still writhing around him. The aura and the bone-crushing Overhaul is more or less in a world of pain. Ribs shattering, hands breaking, bones collecting. Izuku is smashing Overhaul into this wall, and eventually all the villains around him either fall to Izuku himself by a swipe of his hand or to Mirio. Izuku would watch as Overhaul passes out and many other heroes converge on their location. Overhaul is practically just, well, a lifeless body in a way, but he's not dead, barely alive. Izuku was able to keep his head just enough to allow him to live. But this Izuku is pissed, still writhing with anger. But eventually, with the words of many others around him, he's able to more or less get calm. Everyone in the Night Eye Agency is able to get Izuku calmed down, relaxed, and, well, away from the idea of kind of murdering the people around him. Luckily, Izuku wasn't going to in the first place, but it's really hard to tell sometimes when the anger takes over this much. Izuku would be taken away from the situation, but just as he's getting taken away, loud footsteps could be heard, and they're getting closer. Izuku's confused. What the hell is that sound? Everybody around begins to scream. More and more, the screaming gets louder as it converges. Izuku looks up and sees something getting closer. What the hell is that? Izuku points over to this giant, monstrous creature coming up. This thing. What is that thing? Everybody is said to clear out now, but the monster is saying two words. Izuku Midoriya. He tells everybody, Izuku tells everybody to get out of there now, as he immediately puts up this telekinesis wall in front of him, in front of everybody. This monster slams into the wall, but almost shatters it instantly. Izuku can't hold it, cannot hold this wall, and cannot hold this monster still. Gigantomachia has been set loose. Izuku stands there trying to hold the monster at bay as everybody retreats, and he begins to think of any way to stop this thing. It's obviously durable. But how the hell is he supposed to even beat it? There's no way. There's no way, right? Izuku doesn't know, not 100% at least, but he begins to think the only way he'll be able to hold this thing off is if he allows his emotions to run rampant. He uses the anger that he holds within himself, use the anger that fuels him when he's extremely off the rails. He holds the wall, but as it shatters, he sees Gigantomachia charging forward toward him. Many others that are kind of in the distance behind him yell for Izuku to run, leave now. But Izuku holds his ground, holding Gigantomachia still, holding him as much as possible. They don't know what to do. What are they supposed to do? But Izuku grits his teeth, holding him longer and longer. Anger overwhelming him. Anger proceeding to more or less frustrate him, piss him off more and more and more, until he hears a couple voices behind him. Actually, a lot more than just a couple. Class 1A has arrived. Signals were blaring when Overhaul was first seen, and signals were blaring when Overhaul began to fight the young heroes. So not only is Class 1A there, but everybody with a provisional hero license, and on top of that, any pro heroes from UA have arrived, including people like Aizawa and also Midnight. The raw strength of Gigantomachia is an issue, but the fact that Izuku is able to hold him still, and now he has the help of many others to do so as well, including an arriving Best Genius, it seems that the fight may soon be over. Izuku's anger flares up, but it feels that his arms are breaking, shattering, and his mind is slowly but surely slipping. But still, he holds Gigantomachia while he grits his teeth, grinds his teeth, holding him still so that nobody around him can get hurt. Best Genius wraps the monster in thread, more or less, and contains him with Izuku, lifting some of that weight off of him, and many others hold the monster still. This is the last remnant of All for One, the last bit that needs to be worried about. Gigantomachia begins to be held still as Midnight slowly but surely puts him to sleep, slowly but surely puts him down, and puts him down for good. Izuku Midoriya, after this fight, frankly, won't ever be the same. But he's still the hero we all know. The hero that we met in the beginning. The hero that's mind may be slowly breaking from his own quirk. His body may ache, feeling as if it's getting split into two. But he's still the hero that we all not only deserve, but the hero that he always wanted to be. Izuku Midoriya would continue to become the hero he was destined to be. But this was no easy path by any means. This was no easy way of approaching it. Izuku, with a quirk this powerful, may have benefited him in the long run, but at the same time, there were detrimental factors as well. With that said, the life of Izuku Midoriya would go on. He would continue being a hero and continue fighting alongside his classmates and other heroes alike. But Izuku Midoriya's story may not be technically over, but in this reality and what we know, the story stops here. And if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a sub, make sure to leave a comment down below, all that good stuff if you enjoyed this series of What If Deku Had a Telekinesis Quirk. And I hope y'all did, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.